Is it recording? I think it is, kind of thing. I always drink like iced coffee in the early afternoon because it's like a wake-up call that makes me concentrate more on the things that I want to do. I think it's become a habit since I started studying for my A-levels because each day I was so tired and I didn't want to study anymore and I had to study a lot for the grades that I wanted, so I always made myself iced coffee in the middle of the day and I was like, okay, you're going to sit down and drink this now and afterwards you're going to just push through. Anyway, hey guys, I'm Hani, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a thing that I've been really excited for ever since I've turned 18, which was last week, but I couldn't find the time to do it up until now, so I'm really hyped for this video. I thought a lot about what I want to talk about in this video because obviously, as you know from the title probably, this video is called 80 Things I've Learned by 18. I'm really excited about this because not only do I think this is great life advice that might help somebody out there, but also these are like 18 things I need to remind myself of sometimes because I often get lost like in things happening or life or like bad moods and everything, and I need to remind myself of these things. So without further ado, let's get into the video. The first thing is the most important, which is why it is at the top of the list, and it is be grateful for everything you have. I feel like this is so important because in our lives there are often instances where we either want something, we're jealous of something, and that's totally natural to be jealous of somebody or something. But at the end of the day, you should look back at what you have and you should really be grateful for that. I am in a living situation where I can certainly say that like I don't know how I deserve everything that's around me, but somehow it is there, and I don't have to look at all the things that I want in life, but I have to take a moment and say, wow, I'm so thankful for being here, for living here, for having all these great people around me. And everybody I think needs those moments in life because we just get so caught up in all the things that we want, and it's often so unnecessary because we have so many things already that other people in the world don't have. The second thing is an optimistic mindset will make your life better. I am a self-declared optimist. Like I try at least to be optimistic about most things in life. Sometimes I'm more of a realist, but I'm never a pessimist. Which is because I think that if you always think the worst of situations or things that happen, that is just the beginning of making it even worse. Because no matter how something turns out, if I look at it from the beginning as something that will turn out badly, I go into the whole thing sadly and stressed, and everything is just, well, it's just worse than when I go into it at least hopeful, trying my best, you know. Even if it all fails, I at least have this mindset where I can constantly go on and look for the next best thing and look for what to do that will make it better. Because at the end of the day, I think life is about being happy and living a happy life, and if I just constantly get hung up on sad things or pessimistic things, that won't make me happy at the end of the day, which is why I always try to be optimistic about everything in life. Number 3, stress is bad for you, so try to avoid it. I am the worst when I get stressed, really. Because I get ill. I get like legitimately ill when I am too stressed. It's something that my dad has reminded me of so often because in my school career, like sometimes there were just weeks where there was so much happening in school and I was so like, oh god, I have to do this and this, and then I would just get ill and I couldn't do anything, and I would get even more stressed because I couldn't get anything done. My dad always just says to me like, Hannah, just take a moment, breathe, calm down, because even if not everything is perfect, like I'm a perfectionist, I always want to have everything go the right way. And my dad always reminds me like it doesn't always have to be that way, because you can get hung up on perfectionism and it can get you really stressed, which is how it is for me. And number 4, it's just a sentence I'm going to put out there. You don't have to label yourself if you don't want to and if you don't feel ready for it. It's something I still need to get to terms with and I need to remind myself of, and it's something to just take some pressure off of me. So yeah, that's number 4. Number 5. Have big dreams, but create realistic mini goals and plans. I think dreams can either make you a very happy person or they can turn your life upside down and make everything go the wrong way. Because some people just get too hung up on unrealistic dreams that aren't achievable at all, and then they go in a totally wrong direction about their life. And I have big dreams as well, and I know some of them aren't realistic at all, but I try to set like these mini goals for my dreams where I'm like, okay, this is part of that dream. I can realistically see I can achieve at least that thing, and I'm going to work towards that first and then towards another mini goal, and maybe someday I'll achieve like the big dream. And if it doesn't happen, then at least I'm happy with achieving all the mini goals I've laid to myself along the way. Number 6, make time for yourself because you need it. I am an introvert, first of all, which is why I need to remind myself that I need time for myself. If I am constantly around people, I get stressed. And it's the kind of stress where I just overthink too much. Like, even with friends sometimes, I just need to take a break and at least have one day for myself sometimes. It's just that way. I just need that time for myself. And it's nothing like I want to get my friends or people angry at me because I don't want to do anything with them. It's just, I know I need it because I'm very bad to be around if I'm stressed. Also, it's kind of like because I'm a hypersensitive person. A friend of mine once like pointed me out of that is I just take up too much around me. Like, I constantly analyze like people's feelings, emotions, what they might think. I overanalyze everything and I take everything on me. And that is why I need time for myself, because like I constantly have these things all around me that are like just the way I am. I just take everything up. So I need time for myself to get everything balanced again and to get my mindset to cool off again and to not have like so many thoughts about everything around me, and then I can, go on and do something else again. Number 7 is something that should be clear, but often to me it isn't, and that is distance yourself from things and people that don't make you happy or that make you feel low. I think that's like a thing that gets thrown around so often, like if it doesn't make you happy, just walk away from it. And I find that while it's easy to be said, it's so hard to be done. I don't know why it is so hard to be done. For some people it might be something easy, but for me it's something very, very hard to do. So that's why it's on this list, to remind me of that. Number 8 is a nice one. Number 8 is something that now gets more and more important to me than it was before probably, and that is spend time with your cat and your family. And that sounds so like hilarious if you say it like that, like spend time with your cat and your family. Like obviously you're going to spend time with your family. I live at home, I see them every day. But I mean like really spend time, sit down with them, talk to them, have experiences together. Because the thing is, I'm going away for 9 months now, and then afterwards I'm going to university where I probably will have to move out from home as well. We often also take this time that we have with our family for granted, and I don't want to take that for granted. It's something that I'm so happy to have all this time with them, and I know there'll be a day in the future where I don't spend every day with them, where I don't get to see them every day, and that just makes the time that I have now even more precious. Number 9 is accomplish one thing every day. And that's another thing that's probably just me, but I am somebody, I need to do something each day. I need to have a purpose for each day. I need to accomplish something each day. Number 10, giving back makes happier than receiving. This is another one that I stand behind so much. Like, if I give something to somebody, whatever it might be like a present, an action, like my time, whatever it makes that person happy, or like give something to that person, and I see that person's happiness then, that makes me so much happier than if I get a present from somebody or something like that. If you just see how your action makes somebody else happy, it's the greatest feeling in the world, because I feel like I made somebody else happy and it makes me happy in reverse. Number 11, I can't show that with my hands anymore. Number 11, don't wait for everything, take matters into your own hand. I think that's a very important mindset if you want to achieve something in your life, because if you're just sitting back waiting for everything to come to you, it's never going to come, because life doesn't wait for you. You have to go out there and make your own life. And again, this sounds so cinematic, like I am in some kind of motivational like film right now, but it's just the way I think about it, you know? And I think it's very important to remind yourself that you can't wait for life to get you somewhere. You have to get there yourself. Number 12 is basically also rounding up all these things that I just said. It's hustle and you'll get there. And I totally believe in that. A lot of people don't. And of course, it isn't always 100% true that if you work for something, you'll eventually get there. But I think in the grand scheme of things, if you work hard for something, you have a chance of getting there at least. Number 13. Downfalls are only learning curves in your way up. This is there because I often also get, of course, to places where I am at a crossroad or something just went majorly wrong. And it seems like everything just isn't right anymore. It seems like you can't go anywhere from there anymore. But I think that's not true. I think from every time in my life that has been dark, or that has been letting me down in some way, or I have been feeling sad a long time for some way, like all these times, if I think back to them now, I have learned something from them. And that is what I try to remind myself if I am in one of those phases, that no matter how bad it is, there will be a better day one day. And then if that better day comes, I can learn from everything that just went wrong or that made me sad, and I can try to change that in the future. Number 14. Don't be afraid of being yourself and don't get hung up on other people's opinions. Probably story of my life, to be honest, because I constantly get hung up on what other people might think of me, and then I don't do things because I'm too scared. Yeah, and I'm so guilty of that, and it probably won't be something I will change in the future, but at least I have to try to change that, and I know that because it's something that does make me happy. I always look back on chances that I could have taken, but I was always too scared about what people might think of me or what would happen and stuff like that. And that's so bad because I'm just like literally letting my anxiety getting the better of me. And I don't want that. I don't want my anxiety to rule my life like that. So this is why this is probably also one of the most important points here. I have put like a little star behind it because I honestly need it. Number 15, friends are the family you choose. I'm utterly grateful for all friends that I have in my life, and I love them all so much, and I'm glad that I have chosen to be their friend and that they have chosen me to be their friend. Because literally friends are people you come across in life and you just decide that you will be there for each other and that you will at least take a part of the road together. And I think that's so beautiful. And the same thing goes for like if people just don't fit together anymore and if they don't want to be a friend anymore, then that's okay as well, because it just means that you are a part of your life. Like you're both maybe at a part of your life where it just doesn't fit anymore and you have to go on. And number 16, never stop learning and don't ever think you have reached something, because you can always go further. This one I won't elaborate because I think it's pretty self-explanatory. 17, you tend to overthink. Don't do that, it makes you feel small. Another one I'm guilty of, I always overthink everything and it makes my whole situation even worse. Often, like a lot of times, every time, so I try not to overthink so much, but it's something I've learned, you know. Number 18, the last one. Okay, are you ready for that? You aren't grown up and you aren't any better than any person in the world. The part with you aren't grown up is simply because I always thought like if you're 18 you have to have everything figured out. And no, that's not the case. I don't have everything figured out and I don't think I need to have everything figured out. There's never a point in a life where you have everything figured out. And the other part, you aren't any better than any person in the world. I don't want to have a perception of where I take any human as less than another human. And I also don't want to take myself any less or any better than any other human. Because at the end of the day, we are all the same. We all like pretty much the same in the basics of our DNA. The person next to me isn't any better or any less than me, and neither am I. So yeah, that's also something that's very important to me. And with that, I want to close these 18 things that I've learned. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you want to watch more videos, you can click subscribe on my channel or just watch another video as you do and give it a like. Or I don't know, I'm not good like at that advertising stuff. But until next time, bye, be back on my channel.